What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Collect and Connect Ninja Batman Beast Boy. Here we do have Beast Boy in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and I'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Beast Boy posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what Beast Boy comes with. Beast Boy does come with the left arm of the Ninja Batman Build-A-Figure, as well as the scabbard and sword, which we'll have a look at when Batman is all put together. As far as Beast Boy here goes, he doesn't come with anything. No alternate hands, no creature that he can turn into, no nothing. So it's a little bit disappointing that we don't get anything with Beast Boy. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to his details. So here we have a closer look at Beast Boy, and Mattel did an okay job with this figure, and I do mean okay in this literal sense that it's just an okay figure. Despite having no accessories, Beast Boy here is still a pretty good looking figure. I do like the head sculpt. It looks just like he does in the Rebirth comics, although it might be a little bit too cartoony. His eyes do seem a little bit too big, and his head might be maybe 5% too big for his body, so it does throw off the look. But I really do like the hair sculpt on Beast Boy here. Like I said, this is a really good representation of what Beast Boy looks like in modern day comics, so Mattel did a pretty good job with that. Now, I do have a problem with his face. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a lack of paint apps, but he kind of just looks flat. You see his eyes are painted, his eyebrows are painted, but we don't have any paint on the lips, so if you were to look at him from a distance, you just see green, and there's nothing to break that up. No lighter green, no darker green. It is a little bit off-putting, but they did a good job painting his sideburns here. Having a look at his costume, this is one area that you would expect Mattel to really flub up, but they did a pretty okay job with it. The silver lining on the middle is pretty good up here at the top part, but as you can see right here on his abdomen, it's not so good. It doesn't really line up going all the way, but they did a pretty okay job with that. They sculpted on the zipper. The collar piece is a separate appliance, so you can see there is somewhat of a seam line and the peg port right here in the back. I do like the fact that they sculpted the upper part of his torso, so it's unique to Beast Boy. We have the zipper, we have the little panel linings on his suit, so that's all really good. They didn't sculpt a new lower torso for him, unfortunately, so you can see that even though his zipper at the top is sculpted, coming down to his stomach, we get nothing, so that's really disappointing. I do like the green that they went with. It's a really nice, vibrant green, and I do like it. You can see right here on his wristbands, the red and the white look really good. You can see on his hands here, we have some white on the knuckles, some trimming going all around the gloves, and it does look nice. And I am going to give Mattel credit for finishing the paint on the inside of his hand. Now, one thing I do need to point out is that there's something wrong with the left shoulder on my Beast Boy, and I don't mean like it doesn't move. It moves just fine. It has to do with something on the inside. You can see there's some stress marks right here, so there's something obviously right here at the top of the shoulder disc, because if I move it, you can see it's actually moving with the shoulder, so there's something inside the shoulder, probably a piece of plastic that shouldn't be on the disc that's there, because moving it all the way up, you can kind of see it. If I move his arm right here, you can kind of see it starting to stress the plastic right here. I have no idea what that is, and I can't really open the arm to find out, so it's just something I have to live with, and you can see it does make moving the arm a little bit difficult. Continuing on the looks for Beast Boy, he is using the slimmer body, so Beast Boy is using the same body that we saw with Batman Beyond and Kid Flash. And they did a good job with the white here. They did a good job with the white on his calves, and you can see they even sculpted some of his hair tufts coming out of his calves. They did go ahead and give him bare feet, and his nails are painted. So I do appreciate the effort that Mattel put in it. Even though it's not the best, I still feel that they did an okay job with Beast Boy. So what we're going to do now is actually compare him to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Beast Boy posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. And finally, here we have Beast Boy posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. So as you can see, Beast Boy is a little bit on the tall side. I kind of do wish that they use a new body for Beast Boy, but seeing as how Mattel is losing the license, I don't see them utilizing any new bodies. So let's actually run through his articulation. Beast Boy's head is on a ball joint, although we don't get too much movement. We get some really slight up and down movement. No head tilt. He does turn left and right, although it does feel like it's at an off angle, like his neck is angling into his head, so it does give him, like he's almost leaning forward. That's what it kind of seems like. But we do have head movement there. Arms are on a ball joint. They do go out to about that far. Do a full 360. He swivels at the bicep. Single bend in the elbow, giving us a little close to 90 degrees. We have a swivel and a hinge in the wrist. Now, he does have an ab crunch, but I don't know if it's just mine or if it's just the way the body connects. I don't get any forward movement on my Beast Boy. I do get very little back movement, but no forward movement, so that is something to be aware of. Your Beast Boy might have that issue, it might not. He does swivel at the waist, no issues there. Legs do kick forward to about there, kick back, go out all the way to the side. He swivels at the thigh, double bend in the knee, goes up about that far. No boot or calf swivel, but we do get a hinge in the ankle, which goes back about that far, goes forward about that far, and then forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, pretty decent articulation on Beast Boy. Nothing special, but it is pretty good. So what we're going to do now is actually take a little break and get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Beast Boy posed for my final thoughts, and overall this figure is okay. I'm not going to say he's anything great, but I do feel he's a little bit on the tall side. When I think Beast Boy, I don't picture somebody as a fully grown teenager. I do see Beast Boy a little bit on the shorter side. I do feel like this figure could have been much better if they included some alternate hands, maybe a bird or some kind of small animal that you could have him almost like standing next to simulate him transforming. But unfortunately, Mattel is phoning in the DC figures because they are losing the license at the end of the year, which is a shame because they used to be so good at giving us DC figures. If you are looking for this Beast Boy, I have started to see this series and the Killer Croc wave hit stores. Unfortunately, I didn't get mine in stores. I had to actually order mine online from Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I got the entire Ninja Batman series. If you're lucky enough to find this figure in stores, I really do recommend you pick them up if you're trying to complete the Ninja Batman or you don't have a Beast Boy in your collection. If you already have a DC Universe Classics Beast Boy or another Beast Boy in your collection, I would say this figure is an absolute pass. You can pass on this figure and you won't lose any sleep unless you desperately need a Beast Boy in your collection, which I am in desperate need of a Beast Boy, so for now he is my stand-in. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Universe videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.